Elissa Davis, and this is Orthodox Unscripted. And today I'm sitting here with Spiridon Scott Morrow. And Spiridon he's really cool. He's in North Carolina. I met him at a screening of the awesome film El Tonto por Cristo, which hopefully you've seen or heard about. If not, you got to look it up. And Spyro, welcome to the program.
Hello, very nice to be here. Really appreciate you having me come onto this show today.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Now, I met you at the screening for the film because you were involved with the film somehow, weren't you? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes, I was a part of the cast and crew through one of the paintings that I did for the movie. No movie spoiler alert, but there's a painting that shows up in the movie.
Not a spoiler, right? There's a painting in this film.
Yeah, so it's confusing a little.
In the film, and it's really cool, and it's a neat painting, and it's actually an icon. It's a neat story that the icon tells, and yeah, it's very cool. So when you're watching El Tonto por Cristo, which I know you will be doing, watch for a really cool hand painted icon. You'll know which one it is. It involves
very soon. They're going to be live. It's going to be live digital. So they're going to have the possibility for people to watch it. Maybe I can share with you.
Yeah, Josh and Jessica Jordan have been taking this film, as Orthodox filmmakers do, from various different private showings in movie theaters around the country, and actually internationally, and it's just been awesome. Oh, there you go.
I'm a visual.
Cool. Right? Exactly. It's helpful, right? We'll put a link in the show notes so you can get to it. But they've been touring around and just had great response. It's really wonderful. But they also now are going to have it on Logos Cinema. So if you subscribe to Logos Cinema, which is kind of the coolest new thing, if you haven't heard about it, it's like Netflix, but for Orthodox film, and it'll be having, TV series, podcasts, who knows, maybe I'll get them to show my podcast. I'm going to try.
Wow.
But actually, we were talking about it. It's really, I love the whole idea. I think it's just the right time. We're right here and got all these new people becoming Orthodox, and all these people are interested and want to hear more and know more. And so, let's do it. Let's create an audience for Orthodox film and encourage it. I'm so happy about it. But okay, so
that's the first I've heard of it being on with that film. And Christ is risen. It's a perfect time for, right after Pascha.
That's right. Truly, he is risen. It's a perfect time. It's wonderful to be getting together here, the light of the resurrection after Pascha. And yeah, I think they're on Logos. Maybe they're not. Maybe are they just putting it on a website, you think, or is it going to be on Logos?
I just took a picture of it a few minutes ago when I saw it strolling through my Instagram. You can find the El Tonto por Cristo on the Instagram, and I'm using my phone right now to record.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. We're going to get you all the data on how you can see it. I'm going to give you the Instagram handle and everything.
Awesome.
Oh, they're pre-ordering Blu-ray. That's what they're announcing. Oh, that's
But
cool.
They also have there's a premiere date where they're going to set it live through some program. I just saw it. But awesome. Yeah, I'll send you a link and then we can share it.
Yeah, we'll put it here on the show notes so you guys can find it. But it's really a cool film. But okay, so Spyro and I met through the film, but Spyro's got a lot of other things going on. He existed before they thought of this movie, But so Spyro, tell me about yourself. You're in North Carolina, right?
Yes, I've landed in North Carolina after being raised in Tennessee. I graduated high school in 1993, and after my graduation at 17, I started to seek. I had a good family, good parents, a good upbringing, Protestant background. I was always in the basketball team for the church, and it was a very active. My parents were the youth counselors at the church, and I had a really good. They'd take me camping and fishing, and it was a really good upbringing that I had. But I always felt there was something missing, like there's something more to life. And that's when I really got into art. I was in high school. I took 4 years of art in high school. And just my mom was a ceramic teacher. So
Oh,
she would make ceramics. And
oh,
um, that was sort of the beginning of my search for a deeper understanding. And as an artist, I got into the artist crowd and all of those special people. And it led me to following a hippie band. I had
so that
went
sounds
to
on
some
track.
fish shows, and
Yeah,
um, I never, I don't think I ever really went into the shows. I was more in the parking lot with hanging out with the
right.
people because
The
I
crowd.
find myself more interested in people than than anything. I feel like a bridge. I love connecting cultures. I love people. That to me is like that's why I feel so drawn to you and connected. That you have that beautiful smile and the energy that you have, and
Like it's because we both love people, and then it's just like magnets, you know. But
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
I
and
know how
so
that is. It is true though, right? Like you're traveling around with this movement or whatever it is. It's not so much about the thing, the band. It's really about the people you're connecting with. And I think that's how God built us to thrive. You know, I mean, people can be introverted, whatever, but also I do think, but connecting to people is really just, it's how we come closer to God. It's how we come to know ourselves. It's just so important. How neat. Okay. So you were connecting to people in the parking lot at concert.
so so the band was a huge cherry on top. I love the music and the dancing and the having fun. This led me to a greater experience. It was a near death experience that I had when I was 19.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember 30 years ago when Jerry Garcia died,
I
the,
do.
the lead
I
singer
do.
of the Grateful Dead.
Sure.
There was some hippie kids that were broke down. Their bus was broke down. They were staying at my friend's apartment, and they were needing a ride out to San Francisco to his funeral. And I volunteered because I thought, you know, something about go west. That's what they
Right.
always say. The West is the best. Go west.
Right. Right. Well, sure.
So
Everybody's got to check it out, you know, especially if you're hanging out with hippies. It's really the capital. You know, I'm from there. I'm actually from Napa Valley, an hour and a half or so from San Francisco. And I graduated high school in 91. So I was right around the same age there. And yeah,
I think I
yeah,
did
I
see
remember
something
all
about
that.
Berkeley
Yep.
in
I
your
was going to say
bio.
at that time when you were 19, I was living in Berkeley still. Yeah. Yep. So right across the bridge from the funeral actually. But so what happened?
So as I was driving, I was in a Subaru four-door GL, and I started getting tired along the way. So I offered for one of the passengers to drive. It was just a young girl, and she took the wheel. I went to sleep in the back seat of the car, and the passenger, the driver fell asleep, and the passenger woke up and saw that she was asleep. He grabbed the wheel on the expressway. It went off the expressway. Well, this is what I was told because I was asleep.
Right.
I was later told after waking up 9 days in a coma that I'd flown out the back window of the car, broke my neck and my back, and I bruised my brain. And my mom prayed that I would give my life to Christ. They called her and said, "Your son is in a critical condition that we don't think he's going to survive." And she immediately. It always brings back these emotions, but every time I tell this story, I immediately get choked up. But they didn't understand, but the X-rays said that something had happened and that I was recovering. So I came out of the coma and relearned how to walk and worked. I was in Amarillo, Texas at the time, shout out to Ronald McDonald House, who gave me
Yeah.
a bunch of chicken cheeseburgers.
Right. They're good people.
And slowly after that, I was searching. At that point, like a little doggy came into my life. Her name was Lady. She was a little Sheltie. My parents gave her to me. That she was sleeping under their RV in the front yard, and they gave it to me. And as I was going through the recovery, she was walking me miles and miles and miles all over Memphis, downtown Memphis, midtown Memphis, all over. We'd walk all day. And during those walks, I would just beg God, why? Why did you just spare my life? What
Yeah.
is the reason for this? And I would end up sitting in front of Roman Catholic churches or anywhere that I could find a peaceful spot, or I wanted to live
Yeah.
like what I thought Jesus was. I thought he was a man that would just be good and help anybody who could, and I'd help an old lady across the street or whatever I could, to do good.
Right.
And through this process, I don't like to spill out all this. I don't like to talk so much, but
No,
basically, that
that's a
was
good
where the begin.
story. It's worth telling. It's a good story.
It's been a wild ride. I mean, that was 30 years ago, and actually, just recently, I was down on my back at the same time as Jerry Garcia's death. Like there's some kind of reoccurring thing that happened, and I related it directly with that wreck. So it's like there's names for this in the medical field. I'm not sure what it's called,
Right.
but some kind of circular thing.
Right.
But
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of us too were very aware of anniversary dates. Like when I was younger, I would find myself, I'd be like, oh, September 17th. And I'd know where I was September 17th last year. Or I'd know, like, when I drive to a certain place, I know what song I heard last time I was here or something like that. And I'm less focused on it now, but I still feel it. And it's big anniversaries can bring something up and people don't even realize they're thinking about it. When a big anniversary of a tragedy like that is coming, it's like you're emotional, you're snippy or something, and you don't know why. And then you look at the calendar and you're like, oh, I know why. But it's interesting, but we're more aware of it subconsciously, I think, than we know.
that's not me. I'm horrible at dates. I I have to pull out my bio and look at all the dates. I'm more of a Zen now kind of guy. So that's
That's
a very
good.
difficult part for me. Very
Oh,
difficult.
no,
I
Zen
love the
now is a
present.
really good thing. I'm telling you, I've been thinking a lot about, I don't know, there's Father Evan Armitage was writing about, with time they talk about there's like God's time, Keros, and then there's Chronos, just like regular time, and God is like it's this amazing time. And he sort of writes that ultimately it comes down to God's time is really just time when you're mindful and you're totally present and you're connecting to people. So the more you're living in that, you're in the kingdom. And it's just, it's so interesting to think of it as such a simple thing, right? Just being present is really what it takes. But I don't know.
You
It's
should
more complicated than that, but it's cool.
should
It's a
should
cool
shoot me a
idea.
link to that. I'd like to read that myself.
I will. I've been writing an article. I'll send you something. It's like a blog post, but I'll finish it up because I've been slowly working on it. But it's a cool idea, isn't it? Like, I mean, I think especially for someone like you who loves to connect with people and who finds yourself so much more in the moment. And even you're thinking like, oh, I'm not aware of dates. That's a flaw of mine, but maybe that's actually a really good quality. Maybe that's a plus. I'm sure there are situations where, people might find it frustrating or you might forget something that you needed to know. But other than practical applications, like spiritually speaking, it's really good to be present all the time.
I feel it. I feel that that's where I'm happy. I've been painting icons ever since this wreck. I
Really?
started seeking, yeah, I started seeking God after this experience, you know, and it led me to art. It led me to seeking who were those guys that painted those images of Mary and Jesus? Or there's got to be an artist here somewhere. And
Oh, you came
so
into Orthodoxy through art. You came in through
and
icon.
incense and
Oh,
music and all the beauty that all the beautiful things that the church has to offer.
oh, that's beautiful. That's really neat. So after the wreck, I mean, obviously that's a huge struggle. You were a young man, 19. Like, how did you react to it with like anger and frustration, or did it make you, I don't know. I guess my question is sometimes obviously tragedies and big things like that can transform us. And all of a sudden we become a more serious person who's looking for maybe eternal answers and deep answers instead of just like, oh, I'm going to go have fun with my friends. And I think we've all seen that in many different ways. How did you experience that through this wreck?
My personality is kind of chill anyway. Like I was the guy that danced across the stage at my graduation. I've always kind of had that composure about like, oh, it's all good or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I just took it that way. It was like I guess I've always had a deep faith in the unknowing that there had to be some reason for this. And when people ask me, am I NDE? Um, did did I did I see any light? Did I have any
Right.
experience? And no, I didn't. I just knew that something big had happened to me, and then it goes to this game because this game actually is a revelation of that experience. So it reveals 30 years of art in this game, so it becomes a portfolio and a game. And this
Right.
came out so many more years later. This has been a 4-year project.
That is so cool. So,
It's been play tested over 600 times.
well,
Just
I know some people who tested it and really loved it, and I missed it. I was sorry to miss it. But so Spiro made a game, and it's really cool because it's, you know, really getting into your love for iconography, for art, for visual. Yeah, here it is. Tell us about it. It's got all your icons in it, right? It's got
not
a theme,
all, but
not all, but
luckily my dad was a South Central Bell 30-year employee, and he was able to get me the AT&T iPhone 4 for my first phone. If that wouldn't have happened and digital cameras just before those came out, I wouldn't have this collection. So I give glory and praise to my dad for that sacrifice, and for me able to do this. The Getting the highest quality pictures that I can to make this game was a little difficult, like tracking it all down. But and also that I was in Puerto Rico 18 years, and so a lot of this paintings were done in
oh,
Puerto.
how'd you end up in Puerto Rico 18 years? That's cool. There's a story there, I think.
Well, it was I married into a Puerto Rican family, and
Mhm.
yeah, it was. I have 3 children. I was stay-at-home dad 15 years in Puerto Rico, and I was actually served as a subdeacon in the church in Puerto Rico, Saint Spiridon Orthodox Church.
No way.
And yeah,
Oh,
so there's a whole bunch of interesting things about that time, and a lot of these paintings I did in public. So I've met many thousands of people like by setting up at the Plaza Las Americas at the mall, and the owner of that mall was a big sponsor of mine. And also some other big names of people that have bought collections of my art. I
oh,
feel like a lot of it with art, I there was so many interested people outside of the church people. There was so
mm,
many people. Just it That was part of the inspiration for the Toll House game was that I could sit down with a random anywhere, anytime and say, let's play a game, you know? And
yeah, yeah, I do.
So that was bringing the icons out of the church and saying, look, this doesn't have to be in the walls of the church. You don't have to go to somebody's house and see their prayer corner for the first time. This is living, that. So for me, it was a way of just offering my love for what I had learned. And I also do other types of art as well. There are characters in the game that are monsters. I try not to make it an Orthodox game. I keep it very open. It's monsters versus heroes. The icons are heroes.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I don't try to evangelize people. I don't try to push my beliefs upon people.
Mhm.
And I just keep it wide open. Just have a fun time. Enjoy
Right.
the game.
But
Yeah.
so you're really intentionally doing this because it's not just a game like for Orthodox audiences, but it opens up conversation about Orthodoxy or just about God or just about beauty or something, right? Like it can open up anything. That's cool.
Yes, and there have been like you said in your Saint Porphyrius quote, that we're not fighting the darkness, but simply to open a window for light to enter. The show is that window, and I feel that window, and that's what icons are, windows to heaven, right?
Right.
So when
Absolutely.
I'm opening those windows in
That's
this
cool.
game, it people come in with anxiety and depression and they feel better after the game's over. It's we're working together. We're angels together, helping a tormented soul get up a ladder of 20 steps, and it's based on the ladder of divine ascent. For those who are aware of that book, it's it's just, and then of course a controversial subject in Toll House, but I really don't. It's just a metaphor of the spirits
Right.
that we're contending with here on Earth,
Right.
and after we die, that these are the spirits not just going to disappear.
Right. Well, and
So,
yeah, I mean, it's controversial, but also I think most people, maybe it's maybe it's a question of how literally people take it, right? Like that some people it's a super step-by-step literal description of death. And for others, it's like, well, I think that concept, but maybe not this or maybe not. But whatever. It's a really interesting way to think about it, right? And spiritual warfare is a thing either way. And oh, neat. I'm sorry, I'm still struck by connecting like icons or windows to heaven and bringing in the light through a window, and this idea that you can bring in an icon and then you're bringing a window and heaven like floods in. What a cool image. I like that. I like that a lot.
it's so interesting that when I show the game, the last 2 or 3 times I've showed, I've gone to some small business meetups and some different groups, and the last few times that I've shown the game, immediately they zoom in on my character Saint Spiridon, and I said, "Well, I'm biased because I'm named after Saint Spiridon." But there's one Saint Spiridon as a character, and then there's three angels. There's a Gabriel, Michael, and Michael. And what we do, and like what I like to say, that my partner is a Duke engineer who helped create the game, and he put the mind behind it as to how to make it into a game. I just submitted the art and the theme because I had studied the Ladder of Divine Ascent a little bit, and I said, okay, this I actually figured it out during Lent when this came to me. I was in Montana at the time, traveling around the country in my car after an episode going from Puerto Rico back to the United States. I drove my car around the country 3 times just searching why am I alive, kind of, so after a book that I found in Orthodoxy called Way of a Pilgrim.
Yes. Yeah.
That was my first
Yeah.
book. So that's what led me to all of this,
Wow.
to come to what it came to. And so what I was trying to say about my partner is that Brian, that he way over engineered it. So it's got like 18 modes of play. It has
That's a
three
lot.
games, three games in one, which is
Right.
interesting, which work as an introduction. to the full game Toll House, but it's called Intercede, and the second game is called Gardens Defend, which I thought would be interesting for U.S. military people to teach how to fight monsters rather than people. I thought that was a good theme.
Yeah.
And then you put all that together and you play the full game where we all cooperate to help the tormented soul get up the ladder. What's also interesting about this is that the first painting I did for the game was the tormented soul, but I thought it was a monster. And then as I started creating the game, I realized that the monster was my tormented soul, or anybody's tormented soul. Everybody has some kind of torment, whether they admit it or not. And they can relate to that the angels are lifting that tormented soul up the ladder. And we work that way we have a couple competitive moments where you want to be the guardian of the soul. That's the introductory games. It's like a spar between angels, and but we're still on the same team.
Right. Well, it's interesting to think about the ladder of divine ascent and then make the game you're the angels and the demons. Like you're not the soul. You're helping the soul. Like that's cool. That's an interesting. It's an unexpected angle, right? You're not the one climbing the ladder. That's cool.
But you sort of relate to that guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, totally. Right. Yeah. You're like, no, I'm probably not the saints. I'm probably.
It's kind of scary. He's a scary image, actually. Like I said, I thought he was gonna be a monster, and he's got his mouth open. He looks like a schema monk or something, and he's all black and white, and it's a little scary, but it reaches certain types of people, certain types of artists, like black fingernailed, gothic.
I was just gonna say the goth crowd. It's
they love it.
Cool.
And
this is really interesting. So it's the Toll House game. Is that where do you where can people read about it? I want to put up a website or something so people can check it out.
Okay, so my main go-to is at Game Toll House.
Okay.
And I always say, put game first, or we'll take you to the cookies.
All right. Can't have that. That's gonna be.
But it
we
has
all love Toll House cookies, but
it has the website. We're looking for a shout out for possibly someone to join the team to work on our web better. We have a website. We're looking to build.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, if somebody out there loves doing that stuff, that would be cool. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, at Game Toll House, Instagram, right?
Yeah, and Facebook.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, I'll put it up on the show notes so people can find it.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's really neat. I want to just go check out all the art in it. You know what I mean? Like that sounds really neat. It sounds really.
So
neat.
some people, I think more people have bought it for the reason of the portfolio. They like the imagery, and I got a chance to visit Montenegro for 3 months, and Serbia. I think your ex or you have a Serbian
from Montenegro, yeah.
So I got to spend some time in Podgorica.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm so jealous. My kids get to go all the time, and I don't get to go, but that's all right. But it does seem like a really beautiful country, and you must have seen, some of these old monasteries and the iconography. You see pictures even of just the frescoes. It's stunning. It's really cool.
So for me, the highlight was getting to spend time with Metropolitan Amfiloki of Blessed Repose.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 2006. I got to drive around with him. He took me to some beautiful places, and
cool.
He's the uncle of a spiritual father I have in Puerto Rico, and it was 3 months I got to study iconography under a monk Paisios, and
wow.
Yeah,
that's so cool. That's really cool. That's neat. And so you're in North Carolina now. You've got a parish that you love over there, and things are going well.
Very good, very good. We just had our Pascha feast. We love our priest. We love his family. We love the parishioners. We have a little service dog named Frisbee. She has her gotcha date coming up this weekend. We're gonna have a little
No,
party for her, and we take her to church, and it's just a little service animal, and it's just a wonderful experience to get back. And when I say I left the church, I don't think it was officially left. It was more like I'm just exploring like a wanderer,
yeah,
going from church to church to church to church, including all types of churches,
right,
from Sadducees to saints to all over, meeting just what's out there, what's the spiritual community.
yeah.
And Coptic church, I went to all the churches, Greek church, Coptic church, Serbian church, and then my new wife ended up falling in love with um, the Transfiguration, which was ironic because I just got a commission to paint a Transfiguration icon for the Saint Seraphim, one of the church ladies at the Saint Seraphim of Sarov Cathedral in Dallas.
I was going to say the Dallas Cathedral. Yeah, it was Archbishop Dimitri used to be there. Yeah,
And my
Jessica
mom
and
met
Josh Jordan
Archbishop
are there.
Dimitri.
Look, this is all circular. See, I don't think it's
Yes,
ironic that you had just gotten it. I think it's a sign. You know what I mean? Like all these things connect and they all line up. And gosh, that's beautiful. That is great. So
it's been a good life. It's it's getting
cool.
better every day. Quite
Thank God.
honestly, it's my first podcast, so I'm very
Oh, well,
excited
look,
about
you're
it.
like an old hand at this. This is awesome. But no, this is really cool. And so I'm excited to be able to get news out about the game, but also I'm just happy to get a chance to talk to you, Spyro, and get to know you a little bit better. But
Well,
at
well,
any
let's
rate,
continue talking. Definitely
absolutely.
have a lot of creativity in mind, and I'm sure I'd
I
love
have
to
a
read some of
plan.
your books.
Right. Well, yeah, I think if we were around each other too much, we'd be coming up with too many ideas. It might be dangerous. But no, that's cool. Anyway, Spiro, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.